In some of my persuasion courses, I have this thing we call the 3 Magic Questions protocol, 3MQ. Has 3 categories of question. And depending on what context you're in, I have lawyers use this to make expert witnesses waive their attorney-client privilege. I have young ladies who go out and put the whammy on guys out front 10 years younger than them and have wonderful relationships. I use this actually when I enroll clients into either my private practice or my trainings. So 3MQ is a very, very useful framework for creating very, very intense connections with people in a non-threatening, very guided way that's very organic. And it goes like this. It goes location, occasion, passion, career, and then history, our family, childhood history. Who were your friends? Where'd you go? What'd you play at? Now, why is this important? Because when we start asking questions like this, we're going to start to generate pleasure responses. We're going to start to generate very, very useful information that we can use as a baseline, right? Especially the location, occasion questions. You start asking people, what do you think of the, what do you think, if you're at a wedding reception or a bar, what do you think of the drink specials? What do you think of the band? And they give you an honest opinion. That's where you can begin to calibrate honest answers. So they have no reason to lie. They're not vested, right? It's very conversational. It's very easygoing. And it gives you that baseline information that you want to start to work with. And you got to remember this stuff. You got to remember, this is one of the reasons why first of all, the best lie detectors in the world are about 60% accurate. They're just not that good. Yes, sir?
So, when you're location or fiction, you use the term, what do you think of? You ask them, what do they think of?
Yeah, it's an opinion question.
But of what's going on?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because most people, when they're moving through the world, they're in one of several compound states. Okay? They're either inside their head or they're outside their head. They're either internal or externally oriented. Does that make sense? Depending on what direction they're focused, they can also either be associated or dissociated. In other words, they could be in their head making pictures that they're feeling intensely, or completely in their own head, or they're watching a movie in their head that maybe not have anything to do with them, but they're kind of distanced from it, right? If we want to interact with people, we want to manage the direction of attention as well as pay attention to how their body language, their facial cues, their body orientation, their postures shift as the topic comes closer and closer to things that are more emotionally provocative for them. I like this because it tends to create a very strong connection with you. And one of the things that happens when people create strong connections is it becomes very hard to defend against your influence. It becomes very, very difficult to analyze what's being said, A, because you don't want to, and B, because your system wants to actually connect at a deeper level. So when you get things, first of all, they're much more likely to tell you the truth even though they didn't want to when you do this. This is crazy stuff. This is how powerful this is.